Does anyone else think it's really funny that like Charlie Kirk did this, now Ben Shapiro's done this, that these guys went from like the titans of debate on the right to like exclusively debating college students, and now they're getting run through like a whore on Jubilee by a bunch of like 15-year-olds? Isn't that really funny? I think it's pretty funny. Ben Shapiro gets devoured on the causes of immigration.
It's not about number. It's about the people who are coming in. I believe that everybody who comes into this country should come in through a legal
education are still economically productive. But what are you going to do with the country with like 200 million CS graduates and no one who can use their hands?
Do you think that the way that we do allow people in through a...
Holy shit! This guy looks like he'd be on the front cover of a book written by a fascist YouTuber about the one white man that survives the downfall of society caused by Black Lives Matter because he like has an AR-15 and has a, you know, like a take no shit attitude.
legalization process, especially with how much egregious obstacles people have to go through.
Illegal immigrants, however, come here and immediately start working. So it's like, dude, you're insane. It's so stupid, Vosh. My wife and I have been married for 7 years here, and she just now qualified to apply for citizenship after all the hoops we jumped through to get her a green card. It's genuinely psychotic. Like, it's not even like a protecting America kind of thing. It's just stupid. It's just flat stupid.
Political persecution. I really find it interesting how conservatives always like to talk about
countries to try to come here for a better life. We should try to not make their lives there really, really terrible. Just a thought.
Your employee, Matt Walsh, was kind of schooled on this with Ryan.
I swear I haven't seen this clip. I swear I haven't pre-watched this.
Where he talked about specifically Haitian policy, where the government of Haiti has been destabilized over and over again.
And then we then have a moral obligation to take in every citizen of that country who was...
First of all, yes. Second of all, this is a stupid, reducto ad absurdum. The real position is, if the world was stable, there would be no migrants. So don't make the world unstable. It's not about, do you have a moral obligation to take in all 8 billion people in the world who aren't in America right now? If a tree falls in China, does that mean 1.4 billion people have the right to come over here and live in my bedroom? You, Ben. The obvious position here is like, don't actively destabilize the world, and you will have fewer migrants. Every time there's a migrant crisis, it's caused in large part by like destabilizing forces that we had a hand in. Not always. With Ukraine, that was Russia. With Syria, that was Assad. With Palestine, and presumably now we're going to have Lebanon and maybe Iran down the line, that was on us. Our drug policy and the extent to which we feed into the systems that empower the cartels. Mexico, Honduras, Colombia, Venezuela. Venezuela is affected heavily by our sanctions and antagonistic economic relations. Not to mention, we tried to do a damn coup there. We tried to coup the entire Central and Latin American continents. Haiti speaks for itself in terms of our involvement. Ben doesn't care. He just doesn't want brown people coming in. No, I know. Like the real position of the fascist is not some nebulous concern about the economic prosperity of this country, because fascists constantly do shit that is economically ruinous to this country. Deporting 20 million undocumented immigrants? Are you fucking psychotic? You obviously just care about using the law to hurt non-white and non-American people. On Jubilee by a bunch of 15-year-olds. Isn't that really funny? I think it's pretty funny. Yeah, it's because they're dumb as fuck. I mean, obviously it's because they're dumb as fuck, but it's also no one cares. No one's engaging with their shit anymore. Now they're just punching bags for I don't want to be presumptuous here. They're punching bags for college students who listen to people like me, Destiny, and Hassan. Literally. They're punching bags for politically engaged, active, rhetorically effective young people who have grown up listening to people like us and are now ready to absolutely demolish the titans of debate from the right from yesteryear. It's like their talking points haven't evolved in a decade. So, you know, there's plenty of like precedent to call upon. If that's true, why aren't we winning a lot more than we are? I don't know what you mean. Young people are overwhelmingly left-leaning, and people like Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro get trashed in these like debate environments constantly. You know, like, you mean like in the voting numbers, the voting proportions, that's down to like bourgeois propaganda. You know, that's not. Look, I'll put it this way, okay? People who are big fans of Ben Shapiro ain't watching Ben Shapiro on Jubilee. I'll tell you that much. Does Jubilee do this to prop them up or embarrass them? They do it to make themselves money. You're right, this guy's a Hasanabi head. Wasn't there recently a guy who kicked ass in Jubilee who was a big fan of mine, and we went over it? This has happened like a lot, actually. I get emails where people are like, hey, I'm a fan of yours and I did this show. Or like people tell me and they're like, hey, this guy's actually like a Vosh head or whatever. It's happened a few times, though I don't think it was in these 1v20s. I don't remember the details. I wish them all the best of luck. Oh, the Nathan Galang with the $7. Thank you. Hey, Vosh, this video has some VGG rep too. Shortest debate bros. Your link is broken, but I can fix it. There we go. Wait, were you in this debate panel? Like they're the dog that caught the damn car, you know? They're so afraid of it. Trump walks it back. They all walk it back. Lindsey Graham's had to walk it back several times. That Trump has to keep pretending that everyone wanted Roe v. Wade gone. That's kind of what Ben Shapiro is doing here, where like he's conflating disagreeing with Roe v. Wade on a procedural level versus disagreeing with Roe v. Wade on an ideological level. And because he's like, oh shit, being anti-abortion is really biting us in the ass now, he has to be like, well, actually, everyone thought there were problems with the reasoning. Yeah, but we're not talking about the reasoning. We're talking about abortion rights in general. The question is about the ideology. Wasn't I supposed to end stream a bit ago? Shouldn't I be free right now? Norcor, thank you for the $5. So weird how pessimistic Vosh has been lately. Guy who started watching me 3 months ago. What are you talking about? It's not really that weird. Yeah, if anything, it's like it's not really that weird, actually. I feel like I'm actually providing reasoned arguments for why I feel the way I do. You know? I wouldn't say it's pessimistic, but certainly Kamala Harris is not leaving me with a lot to be excited about at the moment.